So let's look on some tips and tricks before we're going to work on the projects. This will help you to combine the images together and blend them very well together. One is important things, it's look for the shadows and shadow direction to match them. For example, this model was photo shooting in a studio, and you can see we have it lights, highlights from left, right, little bit from the front and back. So it is very easy to match when we have a model like this. Same as a background, if overall you look, the lights on the top and going from the back. So if we match some of the colors here and put it small shadows, that will blend together. However, if you do photo shoot outside with an image, on this case you will need to watch very careful for the lighting, what direction it's going. For example, right here we have it no cloud sky, open, very harsh light, and you can see we have a very strong highlight going from the top left and shadows producing on the right, so kind of more contrasty light. So analyze these shadows, and when we're putting models inside, for example, this environment, we need duplicate, we need to put it harder, drop down shadows on the bottom, highlights more on the top left from this direction. So be sure those shadows is matching. Sometimes I look on compositing, and direction of the shadows is give away a lot of time when it's image composite together, because I see some shadows going left, lighting from the right, and all is kind of become messy. And even you maybe don't notice this, but your eyes do notice, because shadows, it's very important in our lives. It's how we determine if something belongs or not there in old times, and that will pop up out and does not look very real or kind of look weird sometimes. So other things, if you don't have it very strong light, like for example this image, but you can still see where the shadows occur, where the highlights coming from what direction, and a little bit more shadowing from other things. So of course with a smooth lighting, it's easy to blend here, but you still have those shadows, you still want to match, even you want to match by the contrast on this area. And how they said before, remember, all what you need to do is take model when you place it, and if you want match shadows that you want to go ahead, select, take a color of the shadows, for example, and from multiplying mode, if you remember, we was painting shadows this way. But how I said before, pay attention what shadows, if you're doing with pictures, and match them together on a model and on a background. Another important tip, it is matching contrast. Here's a great example. We can see how dark is shadows, and we're placing our model that is definitely have a very hard contrast, very deep crush black colors that does not match. So remember, you can always creating curve as mine, switch to luminosity, and you can always go and adjust your contrast to match the contrast you have it in your photo, so they blend a little bit better this way. But again, matching contrast and luminosity between background and foreground doesn't match which one you want to choose, will be blending better your photo together. Again, before and after, you can see that small matching already bring better together. Matching colors. Example, we have a little bit cold color background, and our foreground, our model, is obviously warmer color. So this does not kind of fit together when we look before on this. If you don't remember how we're doing, look on essential techniques sections where we're going over matching, how different way we can match. But right here, I want to show you the difference even. And very fast, we're creating curve, switch to the color. Let's go switch to the blue. And you can see we can, by adjusting slightly, we already can start matching a little bit better our colors, make it colder. Again, Be sure, if you don't remember some of those techniques, to refer back to the essential compositing techniques, where we was looking on different ways to match colors, contrast, and other properties to blend model together. Again, tip, remember matching the temperature or colors between foreground and background images. Matching horizontal line between subject and background is very important. So if I take this subject and bring up, example right here, you can see horizontal line right there, he does not match. If we bring too low, well, in this case, it's kind of work because we hide his field of this, but it still does not look as natural as you matching the horizontal line for him so they can come together. In this image, you can see more defined. So if we put him right there beside the scale, he's still not necessarily matching because horizontal line around there. But as long you keep it in the right place, it is very safe to place and blend together. Again, remember, if you keep it approximately on eye level and straightforward, almost all of your images, photos between photoshooting model and background or creating will very well blend together. In some cases, you may get away by hiding horizontal lines, so it's hard to define. Example right here, obviously horizontal line a little bit higher, and then camera tilt down. By hiding this and creating this perspective, we may be able to hide to help blending this image inside. So also other things, remember about depth of field. Example right here, you can see we have very blurry close to the camera, and our subject is very sharp. So this is one match because we need to also focus on the depth of field for the model and our background.